Hello and welcome. My name is Melissa, and today I want to talk to you about the fear of disappointing others and how we can help you overcome that fear. Now, before we begin, I want you guys to understand that I used to have this fear. Sometimes I still do, but I really used to have this fear. I was all about yes. So if you ask me for a favor or for a ride, or hey, you want to hang out, or hey, we're having this party, you should come, or hey, can you help me with this? Literally anything. Yes, yeah, sure, yes, yeah, sure. Even if I had a million things going on, I would find a way to accommodate everybody. I would spread myself super paper thin and try to be everywhere and be all things to everyone. I didn't want to disappoint them. I didn't want to make them feel bad. I didn't want to feel like I wasn't there for somebody. And it was super exhausting. Not just exhausting though, I wasn't getting anything done. I was helping everybody else with their stuff. Everyone was getting their things done except for me. So then I started realizing that in my trying to please everybody and be there for everybody, I was leaving myself behind. And it got to the point where I had to pick making my friends and family happy or myself happy first. And not that you can only have one or the other, but you definitely should have priorities and what comes first. Because you're never going to have time for everybody. You're just not. You're always going to end up disappointing somebody or letting someone down, either them or yourself, and people have to understand that sometimes. That's my hope for you in this video, is to kind of talk about some things and help bring you some clarity around this subject, because I know that it's a hard subject to talk about, especially when it has to do with family. So the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that you cannot please everybody, and that's a fact. Believe me, I've tried it. I've tried moving things around, and okay, I'll be here for a little bit with this person and then I'll go help this person, but at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to please everybody, even if that one person you didn't please was yourself, because there's no way you can run around and help all these people and still have time for your things. So one way or another, someone's not going to be happy. Or they're going to be happy you left early, or they're going to be like, you're always in a rush, or you're always late, or whatever, So since that's a fact, and it's a fact, why bother? The person's happiness that you should be solely focused on is your own. And to be honest with you, at the end of the day, the people that really love you just want to see you happy. It's not going to make them happy to see you running around like a chicken with your head cut off and, seeing that, oh yeah, you still haven't finished that project you wanted, or, oh yeah, I see that you still haven't, finished school, or yeah, I still see that you haven't gone on that trip you always wanted to, whatever it is. So they just want to see you happy. If you really want to make someone happy, focus on yourself. Make yourself the priority. The next thing I want to talk about is to not personalize disappointment. Sometimes when we mess up and we disappoint somebody, or we don't come through for them the way you wanted to, because we make mistakes and we're human, we take it personal, we take it to heart. Like, oh, I'm a bad person, or oh, they're going to be so mad at me, or, oh, they'll never forgive me, or oh, now they're going to think I'm irresponsible, or whatever it is. One mistake doesn't make or break your character. And we have to understand that. I think we build up these situations where we're like, oh no, I don't want to disappoint that person. What if it's not a big deal? Like, what if it's not as big a deal as you're making it? Think about that. How differently would you live your life if that were true? Maybe it's not as big a deal as you're making it out to be. And even if it is, what's the worst thing that could happen? Honestly, what's the worst thing that could happen? You have to remember that no matter what, people will move on. People will move on with their lives. And at the end of the day, even if they're furious at that moment or afterwards, they'll get over it. So the next question is, how is this protecting you? What that means is, what if you use the fear of what other people might say or do as an excuse to not do what you want? What if it's not actually about what they might say, but more that you're protecting yourself in some way? And this is actually pretty common. People that are, for lack of a better word, people pleasers, tend to have a reason for that. They tend to want to focus on everybody else except for themselves. And no, by no means a psychologist or anything like that. I'm just a people pleaser, or used to be, and I know that's what I was doing. So consider that. What if that's true? What does that mean for you then? Now lastly, if you're not using it to protect yourself, then you've been doing this a long time. And I want you to think of the time or event where you first started doing this. When you started being so worried about what other people think or what they might say, or if they're upset or if they're happy. What happened? Why did you start this? I can tell you for me personally, I remember when I was little and my parents got divorced. It was very awkward. They were still fighting a lot. They're great now. But back then, it was uncomfortable. And I remember when they were in the room together, it would be so tense. I would just remember being nervous that, an argument would break out at any time. And that's kind of where my fear started that, okay, make sure you're happy over here and make sure you guys are good over here and okay, everybody's okay and, trying to keep everything calm. And it was a strategy. It was a strategy I needed to make sure that there was no scene being caused or something like that. If it's something similar for you, then great. Once you've pinpointed what it is, forgive yourself. It's fine. It's something you learned. Back then it worked, but now you can pick a new technique. So there you have it. Those are some techniques I've used to help with my fear of disappointing others, and I hope they can help you. And I just want you to remember that the only person you should be worried about disappointing is yourself, because at the end of the day, your friends and family just want to see you happy. But I appreciate you guys staying to the end of the video. If you like what you heard, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and comment below what's something you're going to do for yourself this week.